to address. Anticipate, I want to go on, but I'll give one. I would anticipate questions from reporters and sometimes also include questions unrelated to the topic that you came to discuss. Because they would ask you, they might ask you something, some older story, even though you came here to talk about a specific issue, they might ask you an older story or some other issue.
Something totally unrelated.
Yes, totally unrelated.
Because you're there.
You're caught off guard, exactly.
Yes.
You wear a white shirt.
Especially for television.
It would help, I guess, to know which media outlets come from.
Well, not really, but I would say it's media advisories. So you have to invite them. But while it's important for you to know which ones may come, it is not obligatory. I've seen cases where people have invited the media to come and they take a very long time to come. So you start to panic. Are they going to come? But it just boils down now to your contacts. You've got to ensure that while you send out your media advisory, you don't follow up. You can issue the original advisory, saying, well, on Saturdays or so, at a place and a time and the subject or whatever. But coming down to let us say the morning of the day, you can also issue a reminder. But there's nothing obliging, there's nothing compelling a reporter to come to your press conference. Right?
Now it's the structure of the entire press conference in terms of your end. If you have somebody chairing the entire proceedings, who will be the main speaker? And whoever the main speaker is, he or she should prepare their content in such a logical way in which they want to put it over to the media. Including some of the things you talk about in terms of that is working. Most important things first.
Well, normally what you do is that you would read your press statement or a statement to the media, and then you write the questions afterwards. An important one is seating and lighting. You've got to decide where the media will sit and where you will sit.
If this is the room, how would you recommend this?
I don't want you there unless you're going to pull down those curtains, because I don't want backlighting my cameras. And well, yeah, that is okay. No lighting backgrounds and so on. And you also have to ensure that your delegation is seated separate and apart from where the media will be.
But what if the person goes where you're standing? And then that hole at the top of your shoe?
Oh yeah, it shows that the chair needs some money.
You shouldn't put that there.
I was done. Yeah. And seating accommodations, I said, separate and apart from their delegation. So, and
how about refreshments? Because the media seem to have a large appetite. Is that a refreshment? Free food.
I say no. I say so standing from here.
So that's not a must.
It's not a must.
If I provide that, the media won't come running to all my press conferences.
Well, I would hope that is not what you're coming for. And I remember when I was president of the Press Association, someone issued an invitation on our mailing list to cover an event. And at the bottom they said refreshments will be provided. And I created a havoc, I can tell you. I said, we're not here for your food, you're here for the information.
Yeah.
So, all of these elements that you and I have come up with here, these are what you need to do to ensure that you're properly prepared for your press conference. And another note, unrelated to press conference, but to events generally. People The chamber does it, the private sector does it, and I'm not saying this to be in any way offensive to you, Mr. Erling, as a past leader of the private sector in various capacities. But we're often invited to events, but they make little or no preparation for us. We do not have tables set aside for us. We are not placed strategically next to the loudspeaker, so we find ourselves having to walk around all over your assignment to get close to the speaker, the loudspeaker. That is not good.
So we're taking copious notes.
Yes, so that is something that any organization needs to do. To
Yeah,
ensure
we'll resume that.
you're properly seated near the loudspeaker, so we don't have to be walking all around. Yeah.
Which is something that happens here, so a lot of companies from
Yes. Yes. Yes, though you're in a system of apartheid.
We take it for granted.
Yeah. So any event you're organizing, whether it's a conference, a seminar, ensure that there's a media table and that they're strategically located next to the speaker, the loudspeakers, because we like to put our recorders there. And also ensure that there is an area where the cameras can be strategically set up. Because if you don't do that, what can happen is that we may decide that we'll stand in front of the front row. So we're struggling to see what is going on in the lecture. And instead you're seeing our rear, which is not exactly the best thing. So ensure that your preparations are intact. And in order to maximize your video output, you can invite the leaders to field events. You can be doing a cleanup exercise. You know, you can be having a discourse in the community of domestic violence. But you also have, in the case of such activities like seminars and so on in the communities, you need to state specifically what is the subject area, who possibly will be speaking, if it is somebody who has an appeal to authority or expertise, then we want to include that. So these are all things that you need to consider in maximizing your presence in the media. And no one is going to do it for you, you've got to do this. And we're talking about the media advisory. It can be put on your letterhead and sent via mail, or it can be put on a plain mail with basic contact information. What? BlueCAPS press conference on local government. When? Saturday, July, time, 1 o'clock. Venue. And a contact number. Some people, what they also do is that they sort of try to whet your appetite in the press and in the media advisory by telling you why is this newsworthy or why is this important. So you can probably put 2 sentences, why is this newsworthy? And you can be there to whet your appetite. And a contact number, of course, is always important. Somebody may get an email on their phone and need to clarify something, or they can save your number, you're the contact person. Is the press conference still on? That kind of thing, what if they have forgotten the venue? So it's as simple as this. Any questions, comments, observations?